guys, we have some special news we want to share with y'all. We are proud to announce that we're now affiliate partners with Right Stuff Anime.
Right Stop is the largest of North America's anime specific retailer and distribution companies. They are your store for anime, manga, figures, and more.
You can shop merch from popular series such as My Hero Academia, Tokyo Ghoul, One Piece, Castlevania, and so much more.
And it gets even better. Right Stuff also allows you to use Sezzle on their online store. With Sezzle, you can shop now and pay later by dividing your total purchase into 4 equal parts and paying it off without any interest.
So you can afford to buy that huge manga haul in your wish list or that very nice anime figure that you've always wanted.
Having been longtime customers of Right Stuff Anime, we are thrilled to work with them officially.
Remember, if you enjoy our show and But Why the Geek community, you can help show your support when you use our affiliate link to shop Right Stuff Anime. Hey everyone, welcome back to Did You Have To? I'm Kate.
And I'm Nisha.
So today we're talking about Trese, which is Netflix's newest Filipino anime, and it's really exciting because it's really different than anything else we've gotten before.
Yeah, it is. Because, I feel like coming off of, we just talked about Castlevania, even though that dealt with monsters, vampires, demons, all that stuff, this still is very different. Like, I liked it that, granted, I did not have any familiarity with, like, the folklore and, like, the monsters or anything, but I felt like this really piques people's interest for folks who may not be familiar with it at all.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I think Tressa makes a really beautiful it makes all of like the darkness that the main character Alexandra deals with, it makes it beautiful, and it's all like built into mythology that is also really, really accessible. Like I don't know anything about Filipino mythology at
Hmm.
all, and I still felt like I could understand it easily watching it.
Hmm. No, I agree. Because I mean, that's the other good thing I like about it is like it takes its time, but it doesn't take up a lot of time explaining everything to you. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how to else explain it. It's like you're learning about these things, but then like for people who probably are familiar with like Filipino mythology, they're probably like, oh, I know that. And it's like for people who are not familiar, you can literally go to Google and learn more. But they give you an
Hmm.
idea of how the monsters work or like
Yep.
how everything is working. And I'm just like, this is so nice. Like you it tells a beautiful story at the end of the day.
Yeah. And I know I saw like a couple of people on Twitter be like, why do they have Spanish last names? Or why do they have Latino last names? Like, because they were colonized by Spain. It's, it, y'all dumb. Google. Google.
It's the way that my cousin messaged me that stuff too. And I'm
Oh
like,
my God.
I'm pretty sure it has something to do with Spain. Like, I'm pretty sure it has something to do with Spain and Spain born foolishness. Um,
Yes. Yeah. So that is what it is. The Filipinos were colonized by Spain in the same way that a lot of Latin America and Mexico were.
mhm.
So that's why we have that same background, pretty much. They in the Philippines, what I do know, because my cousin's husband's Filipino, which is where I learned a lot of it.
Mm,
He they speak Tagalog or Tagalog, I think is how you pronounce it.
mm.
That's their language, and then I think and I mean in English, and it's very different than Spanish, like extremely different than Spanish. And so that's really important that while they have like this, Spanish surnames, they're not, we're only related through colonization, and that's it.
Right. I think like some people are probably doing the math, like, how did they get over there?
Hmm.
But y'all crack open a history book. Google is free. So,
Yes.
but I mean, like again, this stuff is fascinating because like it opens it up for people to kind of learn more.
Learn, yeah.
But do you want to? I guess we should give before we dive any deeper. We should probably give a little quick premise of the series to our listeners for people who have not watched it yet. Which y'all should pause this now and go listen to it. Not listen, go watch it because we loved it. Well, I mean, well, we'll
I
tell
mean,
you
what,
why when.
six episodes, 8 episodes? It's not that long.
It's really not. I thought it was longer, but I rewatched it twice.
Yeah, and they're only 30 minutes, so.
Mm-mm. It's a nice light watch.
Trese is the latest Netflix original anime based on the award-winning Filipino comic. Set in Manila, Trese's world is one where the mythical creatures of Philippine folklore live in hiding amongst humans. Ghosts commit crimes, and creatures hold roundtable meetings. In the world, Detective Alexandra Trese finds herself going head-to-head with a criminal underworld composed of malevolent supernatural beings. This horror Netflix original anime series is based on Trese. Tressa is voiced by Liza Sobrano in the Filipino language version and Shay Mitchell in the English language version, with Darren Criss, Manny Jacinto, Dante Brasco, Nicole Scherzinger, Lou Diamond Phillips, and Steve Bloom rounding out the series cast. Steve Bloom is the only one who isn't Filipino American in that cast, so that's pretty cool.
It is very cool. And I thought I heard his voice. I was like, I know that voice. But no, that is so cool. Um, Thank you for sharing that. So I guess let's just dive right on in. What was your, I guess, did you have any expectations? Like, were you familiar with Tracy at all before you
No,
watching this? Okay.
I had no idea. All I
Same.
saw was the picture. That was it.
I didn't see anything until the trailer, and I was just like, I'm sold with folklore, monsters, and a detective
Yeah.
and monster gangs.
Yeah. That was like, because the trailer was really, really good. And then I remember getting the press release with like the first poster, and it's just like a red background with Alexandra on the front, and it's just she just looks really striking and like really powerful.
Yeah, I'm I'm going kind of like segueing into her because I was very intrigued by her character,
Yeah.
but I do feel like there's a lot more, and I think I might just have to read. I might just have to go read the source because I just want to know more about her. Because you're right, I think 6 episodes or 8 episodes, however many, it's a short watch. We do like it does like help build out the world and everything, but I feel like we don't learn too much about her.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like we don't get too like a deeper sense about her until like later on towards the end.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I think that's one of the things that I could have used more of. I know that they have 2 volumes out in English from Ablaze Press. So that's out there. It's black and white. The art is very different than what we see in the show. Like the show has the spirit of it, but like visually it looks very different. And I'm going to be reviewing them for the site, and I'm hoping when I read through them I get to see more of who she is, because I feel like
Mm-hmm.
the thing I liked the most about the series was the relationships that Alexandra had with other characters, especially like her 2 henchmen.
Mm-hmm.
Um versus, like, not that I didn't like her, like she was really powerful and great, but at the same time there wasn't as much depth to her for the entire series. Like she was just kind of that like one note, like is like gruff and
Mm-hmm.
surly and really powerful, and does anything to get the job done, but you don't much of a mystery into the end, but you get to see her relationships with other characters that I think I
Yeah, I agree. That's a good point because I think the show does a really good job of like showing the family bonds that she has with people, or like, um there's like the police chief that she's very close with because he was there with for her and her father, like he's been around for a long time. And then like I want to say brother figures with the 2 henchmen because it's like they feel like they are her like little
yeah,
brothers, like, and I
yeah,
love that dynamic a
it's
lot.
familial
Hmm.
thing because they love her and she is connected to them.
Right. And it's just like, so it's nice. It's like, it's really nice. I think that's where we get to see. You're right. I do. I like that part of her. So it's like, it's not that we don't get to see much of her, like, or learn of her. Like, we know she cares about the people in her life. She isn't cold and distant, but I am very eager to know more about like what is she like on her own,
Yeah.
besides being this very powerful, very strong. I mean, we know she has her own like her own stuff going on, but it seems like she also keeps herself kind of closed off a little bit
Mhm.
from the others.
Yeah, she definitely does. She has like that forced stoicism.
Yes, you know what? Look at you with like the wise words. Yes, that I like that. I like how you phrase that. Yeah, because it's just like she has people in her life that care about her, and she cares about them too, and she's even able to joke about stuff with them. It's like the whole like with the wind spirits of like, did you enjoy your prizes, girls? And it's like
Yes.
pimped out your brothers.
Mhm.
Ah, but it's like there's moments like that that are very cute, and then like I'm just eager to see what happens in the next installment because I feel like, well, I feel like there's more that has to
Yeah.
come.
I really hope that we get really, really hope that we get a season 2. That then
Yeah.
it's always hard to predict. I mean, I thought for sure we were gonna get a Sesmano season 2, but we're still waiting for like any news on that.
Yeah.
So I do hope that we get a season 2 because I want to see them. I feel like when season wraps and you learn her background and you learn about her family, I think it makes it all the more tragic and like her power.
Hmm.
Like what I like about it is that she doesn't treat her powers like it's anything special. And then
Mm,
when you get like the black, because they do these really cool black where it goes back in time to like show her childhood and her learning, and like it's a little traumatic, but it also shows you how this was just growing up for her. This was just everyday life to her.
right.
There's
You know,
nothing she was connected to it.
right. You yeah, that's a really good point because some it's not like she's, the avatar. I mean,
Yeah,
in this show, she is the equivalent to the Avatar, I feel like, because she's the bridge between the two worlds.
yeah,
But she doesn't make herself seem like any higher. Like she sees her
yeah,
powers and her responsibility as a duty to both worlds.
yeah. And I think it's because the way everything is everything is set up in a way that like the focus overall is like this entire world. I don't want to say magical, but like this entire mythical world is real, and
Hmm.
therefore everybody has access to it in a way. So like even though she's the most powerful and she's the bridge between, the two worlds, there are other people who also have access to this magic or this power. And that
Hmm.
that kind of gives it like an everyday thing. Like she discusses ghosts, like sacrificial ghosts with cops. Like that's you don't see that happen all the time, right?
Right. Right. No, that's true. Very true. And I feel like I just feel like there's just got to like because at the beginning when they talked about her power and they talk because they kind of like foreshadow like the sixth daughter of the sixth son, like all of that. I'm like, so this is going to mean something at some point, right? And
Mhm.
I'm just very curious to see like more of that and what it unfolds and like as we progress towards the end of the season, like we saw what happens with that, but I'm just I need to rewatch it again. I feel like there's stuff I missed. Honestly, like because I feel like there's a lot of setup that takes place, and if you don't pay attention to the episodes, um, you kind of miss out on some of the stuff, especially like earlier on.
Yeah.
At least I caught it the second time, like the stuff with the mayor.
Yeah.
Um, and like some of that stuff going on and it's like but I love how this is truly like a detective show too in the sense that it's going to like like put the pieces together for you, so it's like I don't know, you could like if y'all enjoy like true crime, well I guess this I don't know if this counts as true crime, if y'all love crime shows and monsters and folklore, go watch this.
If you liked Sesmanos, go watch this.
That too, that
Yeah.
too.
I think that that's what I really like about it, because there's something like we have seen European witchcraft and
Mm,
monsters, and even like uh Scandinavian with like Norse mythology and everything. We've seen that done to death.
right.
But what the feeling that I had when I watched Des Manos, I'm very certain Filipinos will have while watching Trese. And I think that that's something that is really special when you capture it in animated form, because it's seeing your culture, but it's also seeing like the depth of fantasy that can be told through a cultural story. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that like I would put Trece in the same vein as Esmanos. I don't think Trece is perfect because I have some issues with the animation,
Mm-hmm.
but I do think that it does stand to showcase that we can tell different stories and they can be gigantic worlds. Because I think for me, what I like most about this anime is how large the world feels and how magical the world feels, and also how well it situates you as a viewer inside of it. And
Mm.
it's something that like I feel like is hard to do with an American audience that doesn't have Filipino backgrounds.
That is very true. I agree because I feel like if this was 10 years ago, people would think that a show like Trace wouldn't work.
Yeah.
And that's frustrating because like we've seen it and like no, it works. You can do this show. You don't have to make the witches just be European. You don't have to make the folklore just, the same folklore we've seen redone 100 times. And I think that's like you make a really good point. Like that's something that makes it very special because we get to see a different culture. We get like for people who aren't familiar with it, you get to see a different culture, or at least like a part of a different culture. Not the whole culture is on display, but you get to see a part of it, and it's through animation. But I think that like is very impressive that they did this because for people who think like, but would American audiences get it or would it make sense? I'm like, it doesn't have. What do you mean? What do you mean? Does it make sense? Like it doesn't have to translate like one to one. It just like you need to just show that culture and that side of that stuff, and then
Yeah.
like and tell that story because that's all it is like you're telling the story with these characters and with this culture. So I think that's a really good point you made. I did want to get into though what like some of the stuff we did not like. So you said like animation for you.
Mhm. Yeah. It so not to be that person, but this aesthetic, and there's nothing wrong with it. Like it is illustrated and drawn and animated beautifully when it comes to designs.
Mm-hmm.
um so like what the animation does good or does well is that it has a very unique style. It has like, as like screenshots, it looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And there I actually get an element of like Corpse Party a little bit with like some of like the more gory ghosts that we see.
Mm,
That's
yeah.
what it reminds me of. But it's not an anime aesthetic. It looks almost kind of like Jackie Chan Adventures, like that type of animation style, or like Static Shock. Like it
Yep.
looks like that. It looks like the old WB Kids animation, which isn't bad. Like it isn't a knock on it, but it is something that I think we should like there's a difference. And this is where like I do have a question overall. And I'm not saying that it isn't anime, like it is anime in the same way Castlevania is anime, but
Mm-hmm.
I do wonder if Netflix is finally embracing anime as a title to market a lot of its properties that would have traditionally just been thrown in the animation bucket. Because if we
Mm,
think back to how Netflix marketed Sesmanos, and they didn't like at all,
they didn't.
um they never called it a Netflix original anime. And this has Netflix original anime. It went up on the anime socials. It went up on all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And perhaps it's even closer just because it is closer. It is an Asian production, but so the naming is a little off for me. But That said, I'm not angry at it. What
Mhm.
I have a larger problem with is that in a lot of the faster paced scenes, a lot of the action scenes, it looks like it's missing a frame. Like the animation isn't as fluid. It's kind of choppy.
Yeah.
And that's my only issue. And I think what is hard for it when you compare it to, while Yasuke had its problems, Yasuke was
Mhm.
animated by Mappa, and those fight sequences were on point. Like they were
Mhm.
perfect. You look at season, like the final season of Castlevania, we have screamed how much we love Castlevania to death
Mhm.
and the variations in animation styles. But when you have Tresa, there's a little bit missing, and then it doesn't feel like it had necessarily the budgets of those other productions,
Yeah.
which it is still good animation in the smaller moments,
Mhm.
but it loses a little bit when it moves really fast.
Right. No, and so that was gonna be my thing too, because like I guess I kind of thought of like Seis Manos, like
Hmm.
comparing the fight scenes to Seis Manos, because I when we were talking about hand to hand combat and like all that, that animation is great. I really like it. I think it's done really well. But like I do agree with you. It's like I think how you phrased it is better. For me, I felt like there was just like a lag. Like like people who watch anime or like really like the fight sequences or action sequences might really know what we're talking about when we talk about like how things just should feel more fluid, but
Yeah,
it just did not feel as crisp and fluid as I've seen other fight scenes. Again, that does not mean it has to. That just means it's different.
yeah,
And personally, it's not my flavor, but it does work for this show. Like that's what they're going for. That's fine if that's what they're going for. But yeah, I think if I would put it more in the vein of like like you said, like Static Shock, like the action sequence is there, like it moves at that pace. It's
hmm,
not going to be something like Mappa did or that Powerhouse animated in their fight scenes. It's just yeah, it just felt like it wasn't as crisp. It wasn't there. But I'm trying to also feel like, is this like intentional, or like was it a budget thing? Like,
yeah.
like was it like because like was it
Was it a
because of the style?
choice or was it a holdback?
Right, because was it the
Yeah,
style? Like did the fighting style match the animation style? Because I could totally understand if they could not, if they would like make it what we're saying, because it would have
yeah,
been completely different. Because I do hate when like you see the animation style regularly when they're not fighting and then suddenly they're CGIs and they're fighting
yeah,
and it looks different. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in season two. I'm assuming if we're getting it, it's probably already been in production or they already have it at least sketched out. We shall see. But yeah, that was really my only big thing. But um I did want to ask you, favorite episode.
I think the finale.
Mm,
I think the finale. Well, I think like the last two episodes. I think because we get a lot of the gods, or not gods, I guess creatures. I think this show thrives in the same way that Sesmanos thrived for me, is when you
mm,
get to see those cultural, like magical touchstones highlighted. And so I didn't necessarily like a lot of I thought that the flashbacks were well done, but I think that sometimes there was too much of them.
mm.
But my favorite episodes were definitely the ones where they focused on showing us different monsters and different deities and all of that. And I think the last two, when we finally get to know more about Alexandra, I think those are my favorite. And it may also just be because I'm just happy we learned more about her, but
Yeah, I agree.
for yours.
Oh, so for me, okay. I cannot remember the name of the episode. It's the one with the baby.
Oh, that one was good. And that one went there. Oh
Yeah,
dear.
that one messed me up.
Homegirl said, fuck them kids.
She did say fuck them kids.
That's what she said. She said fuck them kids in like the loudest of ways.
Like the way I just want to rewatch it again because I'm just like, you know what? The voice actor, give her
Real
every
good.
award.
Yeah.
Amazing, amazing work. I cannot applaud that enough because my God, I thought it was gonna go one direction. Like I really thought it was gonna go one direction, and then it goes left. And I'm just like, oh shit. Oh no.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that just
When
got me.
when the baby came out, I was like, there's no way that they're gonna kill. Oh no, she is
Nope.
stabbing it. Okay.
Stabbing it, stab the baby. Just and for the record, y'all, it's a monster baby. I feel like
Yes, it is.
It's a monster baby. We're not talking about a regular baby. But y'all need to go watch Trese so you can know what we're talking about. Or hopefully by now y'all wouldn't watched it because y'all know us spoilers. But yeah, that episode was amazing because, I was just like very intrigued about like what the hell is going on. And it just left me with my mouth hanging. Even at the end, at the very end, it left me with my mouth hanging open. So good.
Yeah.
And I did enjoy the finale with the big villain. Or maybe it's because the last two really do pair together. Like you have to watch them together. I feel bad I can't remember any characters' names because it's me and my brain is everywhere. But the woman who like summoned Big Daddy Demon Man.
Yeah.
I need to go back and watch it and know more about her because damn. Just y'all just have to watch it to find out. Like, I mean, obviously I could tell spoilers. I mean, it's a lot in that episode and I'm just very intrigued and like I want season 2 because I want to see the story continued and I want to
and it's there. Like there are 3 or 4 volumes total of everything.
Yeah, I'm just going to have to start reading it. I have to. And it's just like my whole interest with it is really about like I need to know more about the characters in these flashbacks because the flashbacks are meant to set up a lot of what's taking place in the present. Because to your point, you're right. There are a lot of flashbacks, and I just feel like they are meant to set so much up, but I feel like we still don't know much that's going on. Like I still feel like we didn't get the whole picture. Like we're just getting it in bits and pieces.
Exactly.
So
I'm excited to read the comic. And I should say comic is spelled the Caesar K's, and that's just how it's spelled. For that audience, the same way like manhwa or manhwa, manhwa, which is Chinese, manhwa is Korean, and manga is Japanese, but
nice.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I want more. I want more of this world. I want to get to know Trese more. I want to get to see her relationships more. And I don't know. I'm excited. I'm very excited to see what this show can do. I know it has legs, and I hope it gets renewed. And I think one of the most important things about this show too, in the same way that I thought it was important that Sis Manos casted correctly and had a whole host, and obviously like Latinx folks weren't the only ones who worked on this. Like there were Brad Graber, the amazing Brad Graber, the CEO of Powerhouse, is also a co-creator on it. But it put our voices first, but Mexican voices first, with Alvaro writing the bulk of it. And even Willis, the director, who's Black, writing, call him Luke Cage, writing Mike Coulter's character to be who he saw in those exploitation films. Like there were pieces of everything. And I think when you look at the fact that they got the actual comic writer and artist to be the showrunners, the fact that they hired Filipino writers, the fact that they have a Filipino director, and the fact that they have an entirely Filipino American US voice cast, except for Steve Bloom, that is really strong. And I think that that is something that is really special. And it's something that I wish I saw more people writing about, because I haven't seen much of any talk about this, honestly. And that's something that makes me sad, because I want more people to watch this and I want more people to pay attention to it,
Hmm.
because it deserves the chance to shine. It deserves the chance to it deserves the chance to get its bearings
It
and
does.
be great.
Like I it's like the excitement that I had for Cannon Busters or for Black Panther, like for like, projects that had black creators, like behind the camera, in front of the camera, like anime, like all around, is like, it meant a lot to me, and it meant a
Mhm.
lot that those projects got the shine that they deserved and got the notoriety and everything from the public, and like not just like from people, not just from the black community. So it's like I do want the same, because like this is a really great show. Like I
Yeah.
think like it sets up so much for people to like who are not familiar with it,
Mhm.
to be able to just come in and like get a peek of it and just be like, "Oh, this is fascinating. This is interesting. It's like
Yeah.
entertaining." And to go from there, and it's like I'm just going to I'm going to find the comics. I'm going to go and buy them now,
Yeah.
because I don't I don't want to wait. I want to go and find
Yeah.
out more. And it's just that good. And I hope y'all people who are listening to us, like y'all take it seriously. Like definitely go support it, tweet about it, put it out there, tell your friends to watch it, have your dogs watch it when you leave the house. I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's important. Like I've been streaming it with the same veracity that I streamed Ses Manos.
I thought you were going to say BTS.
Oh no. Nothing hits that level. But no, it is one of those things which, like, you kind of pointed at it. Like, we don't have a lot of productions from brown folks involved in all of it. Like, we don't.
Mhm.
Like, that's the sad reality. And it isn't to take anything away from Cannon Busters or Yasuke or Black Panther or anything like that. It's one of those where, like, it's so rare still that,
Mhm.
especially, like, because colorism is pervasive in every community, we know this.
Yep.
And one of the reasons that Filipinos get overlooked a lot, at least from what I've been told by, my cousin's husband and my Filipino friends, is that it is because they are brown, it is because they are darker, it is
Mhm.
because they are not seen as a part of East Asians. And it's kind of like the same struggle that I see happening, like, with the Latino community too. I mean, like, we have In the Heights now. I'm still mad it wasn't directed by a Latino, but I'll let it go. But, like, we need more projects where we see our faces, and
Mhm.
we need more projects where we tell the stories too. Like, I hope that they keep doing more stuff with Powerhouse. I hope that they do more stuff with these Filipinos. I hope Netflix takes its animation. Let's go. It is all
Mhm.
anime now, and we're just gonna focus on these stories from Black and brown creators, and all y'all can go suck it. And, like, and as much as I know Castlevania isn't a story like that, Isaac is still an insanely important part. Isaac isn't
Mhm.
Black in the games, but he is in the series. And on top of that too, like, I've because I've had the opportunity going to look at Powerhouse, I've done a studio tour there. It's insanely diverse, extremely
Mhm.
diverse. Um, and it's stunning. So give them more things.
Yes.
Give
Give them
them all the things,
I just
please.
yes, I was just about to say, just give them all the things, because I agree. Like there is just no reason why not. Like, come on, Netflix, y'all have the money. Y'all keep raising our prices.
Hmm.
Like
And if
I
anything, COVID shown you that you throw more into animation.
truly, like I mean, truthfully, there now is the time to put more money into animation and to greenlight more projects. Give Seis Manos its second season already. Just
Give
like
Cannon Busters a second season already. Like, I'm not gonna get mad at LaShawn Thomas for making Yasuke, but, like, where is our second season? The way the first one ended. Like I need season 2 of Cannon Busters real bad.
It's the man. We just need Netflix is like that kid that just starts a project and then just like doesn't go back and start
That's
another one.
exactly what they are. Oh my
Oof,
god.
oof, oof. I'm calling myself out right now. Oh, but anyways, but yes, I to just wrap it up. I agree. Like Trece is just another prime example of it is possible. It can be done. You can make and tell these beautiful, awesome stories and animate them, and like they can be told to wide audiences and be well received.
Mhm.
And I just feel like it's crazy to me because like when I say 10 years, I think the 90s, but I'm saying it again. 10 years ago, and I guess 2011, people probably would have looked at this and said,
Yeah.
this isn't going to do well.
Yeah.
But the fact is, like, there's no excuse
Well, cuz
now.
when you think about it, like what? The only thing we had back then that wasn't a Japanese production
Hmm.
that was diverse, like what? Afro Samurai?
I mean, that
Afro
and Samurai
Samurai.
Champloo was
Yeah. But
well,
that was all Asian though. It just took
oh, you mean,
yeah.
yeah, behind in front and in front.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Damn. You know what?
Well, I
Can't
guess the
say Boondocks. I
Boondocks.
was about to say the
Yeah.
Boondocks too. I was
The
like, I guess the
Boondocks,
Mhm.
Afro Samurai. But there wasn't much else?
There
Like at
wasn't.
all?
There were characters, but I don't think
Yeah.
I
Like
can
anything
tell you.
Watanabe's done has had Shinichiro Watanabe, the goat
Mm-hmm.
of appreciation versus appropriation and actually knowing how to draw characters who are brown and black
Mm-hmm.
in a respectable way.
Them palms. Look at the palms.
Yes.
Ooh, that's sad. Now that we're gonna have to do an
No, because
episode.
that's because like when you think about like American animations that kind of came into like the anime-esque space is like, and what I'm really excited about is like you have all these people who grew up in that tsunami generation who are now making the anime. They're making those
Mm-hmm.
stories. And as much as I hate that Enter the Anime documentary, I hate it with a
Yep.
passion. There is some merit to understanding the diversity of anime creators now that we have something like Netflix in the US, and also how like open the world of animation is to like working with Korea and working with Japan and like working with different studios and exporting animation, and it is such a wider world, and I can't wait. It's a wider world and it's becoming a less white world, which is great. But
Nice.
I'm excited to see more stuff. I know Netflix has been killing it. Like they've been doing like what 2 to 3 anime a month coming out. Like I think right now we have
Mm-hmm.
Tressa, Record of Ragnarok, and then yeah.
Yeah.
And then like last month we had Sailor Moon and Eden
Yeah. And then we have
and
Castlevania.
Castlevania as well. And then we have next month we have Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
Or is Godzilla this month? I think Godzilla might be this month. We have either way, we have Godzilla, which is Studio Orange, and then we have the Resident Evil
Oh yeah.
animation. We're eating well. We're like we could do an entire podcast just on Netflix anime.
We
Like
could at this point. We just might.
it's good. I'm thankful for it.
$5 says they're gonna pick up Dick Fight Island.
Oh my god. Nisha. Nisha.
Yes.
Wow. But also, please.
You review it. Where else would that go but Netflix?
I can think of a couple of sites, but
Okay, yeah, never
I'm not
mind. You're
gonna
right.
say.
Right, never mind. Ooh, with that, any other final thoughts?
Apparently, Crunchyroll, because Crunchyroll like hosts a lot of that shit. I didn't
Oh,
even know
do
that.
they now?
They have Titan's Bride and shit on there.
Just slide me your password again. Oh my god, this has been fun. Any final thoughts though on Trece?
No, go watch it. That's it. I'm telling whoever you are, go watch it. And when you're done watching it, leave it on play so they can get that first month viewership, because that's what makes or breaks a show. Which
Mm.
it sounds dumb, but like I feel like when it comes, especially to their anime, and honestly, I'm not a person that says, "Oh my god, Netflix purposely sabotaged this show because it has X person in it." I don't think that's the case. It's the case that Netflix doesn't have to market anything unless it's award season,
Mm.
because it goes right into our homes. So they put minimal effort into every property. That being said, because they don't do that, it really does depend on you seeing it in your queue and watching it. And at least from the animators that I do know, watching it that first month that it is out is really, really important. So do what you can to watch, to stream, to tell your friends to watch. It's well worth it, and I really want a season two.
Same. All that. And hit that thumbs up button
Yeah,
on there
tell
too.
tell Netflix you like it.
Yes. Let the algorithm know.
And then if your ass hasn't seen Ses Manos, go watch that next.
Yep. Or if you have, watch it again. It can't hurt.
Oh girl, I've seen it like 11 times now.
I, I'm not surprised, Kate, but I mean, I'm also very proud.
Exactly. I gotta support my people. And
Yes.
by my people, I mean Powerhouse Animation. Please adopt me. I love you.
Ma'am, you're almost 30.
I can be adopted still. I think. I don't know. I don't know how any of that works.
Sure. Yes. Found family. With that said, you want to tell the people where they can find us?
Yes, you can find us on Twitter at DYHT_pod. And you can find me at Oh My Myth Randier on Twitter. If you're not following me on Instagram, please go do that. That's where all my weeby shit is, because I'm trying to be a manga influencer person. So go do that, please. I'm begging you for your likes. I have no shame.
I'll give you all my likes. I mean, you're my friend, so you automatically get them.
Nisha and my mom always gonna like a photo.
Yep, because I'm a good friend. Also, y'all can find me at Nisha Plays on Twitter and also on Instagram. I finally did the thing, y'all. I did the thing. The Miracle cosplay is done, and it'll be up. So, yay! I did a cosplay before the year was over. I feel accomplished. But no, yeah, definitely check us out over there on those things. Y'all make sure y'all are following also the But Why Though Twitch channel too, because Kate is kicking ass over there with all these panels along with other awesome people, and it's been a great time just watching folks come on there and talk about amazing topics. So that's another thing y'all can do, and just tune in and see more of our community members talking about dope nerdy stuff.
Yeah, we just did one on queer storytelling in manga and anime.
Yeah. See? Y'all don't want to miss out on the next stuff. So with that, will we find out what happens next on Trese in season 2? Will we get that Dick Fight Island anime on Netflix? And does Kate's mom secretly like Dick Fight Island? Find out
Oh my
next
god,
time.
hold on. We forgot to tell people to go listen to us on Patreon to find out about that. You gotta go listen to Manga Trash on patreon.com/but why though, because my mom is either very supportive and is just not asking questions about my review of Dick Fight Island on there, or she's secretly a Fujoshi. I don't know. We have yet to find out.
Find out next time on Did You Have to? Bye.